allowed the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. Depends on the time you are watching this right now. So it is Maiyegun live, and it is actually the brunch time. You know, this afternoon or morning to you, okay, it's going to be a moment where those of you who have a lot to say about the last 2 days, which we haven't really had time to take calls, right? So you will have that chance to say them this morning or afternoon. But before then, just wake everybody up. Tell them that Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làwa mọ̀ tó dodo.
Have you heard this? Tinubu's government is about to steal your pension. All of you paying pension, all of you that they have been deducting pension from, they are about to steal it. And I don't think there's a mean or any chance that that pension fund can be saved. But they are hiding it.
And yes,
Nigeria Naira continue to go back to where it was before the artificial, recovery. I was here, on top of my voice, on top of my lungs, right? It's a lie, artificial. You thought I was not patriotic.
yes,
Now, the patriotic criminals have stolen billions of dollars in the name of defending the Naira. It's like the dollars have run out. Now, they can't save the Naira. Naira may get to 2027 before you. That is the new drill. So much today, and sorry for the late start. Remember, the brunch time with Maiyegun is like the appetizer for what is still to come later. And if you are busy this morning, you can just listen in. But if you have enough time to spare, engage with these charts. Pick up your phone and tell me what you think about the talk of alliance. Be civil, be a little bit kind of show some respect as well, but pour your mind. You know me, I can only pick up a call. I do not know what you have in mind. And most of the time, I would rather let you hone your view without me trying to kind of like shut you, all right? So in this regard, the line is opened. Some of you have a lot to say about the ongoing constitutional, political, supposed crisis in Rivers State. You haven't had a chance to say your mind, yeah? Of course, you can have it this afternoon, and the line is also open for that. But why we kind of, we'll be delving into so many things, okay? But the primary one right now, let's start with this. The Nigeria Naira. You know something about the Abobakus that is so incredible, and for the good observers, they've come back with a diagnostic name, and it is like a mental disorder. And this is how you will know. When you meet an Agbadorian, a bastard, a bad idiot, even if it's just the old Buhari idiots, the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Diderins and co., the unity beggars, those who are quick to throw the word like, let us be united, let us pray, let us come together, let us this and that and other nonsense like that. There is something that is so common among them that will make you realize that they are suffering from a mental disorder that makes them very dangerous. You have them as member of your families and the rest of them, and uncurable, I kind of will feel sorry for you. I'm not saying I don't have them in my family, because I have a very big family, very, very big. There's possibility that there are those who are suffering from this mental disorder of APC, Egbekegbe, in my family, but I'm not proud of them. And that's why I'm kind of speaking out too, okay? Now, here is how you understand or kind of acknowledge them or identify them, rather. When Bokwari, for example, okay? When Bokwari said, we have removed the subsidy. Start with that. That one is popular. So we've removed subsidy, and that is why the Nigeria, the price for petroleum was going to go up from 67 Naira or 87 Naira to 100 and something Naira. Say, yeah, remove it. It's long overdue. Yeah. Then they continue paying that too. And people were like, okay, you've removed the subsidy. What happened to the refineries? Oh, we are working on the refinery, and the refineries are going to be delivered before the end of 2016. Despite there was no sign of anything going on and people pointing them out, right? The Buhari idiots at the time, they were easy to throw that at you. By the time the refinery starts working now, the price of petroleum is going to come down. Then fast forward to when Tinubu came on. Now, few ones happens now, they are so recent, so you'll be able to relate with some of this, okay? So Tinubu came in and he said subsidy was gone. They said, yay, it should be. But what is going to replace that? According to them, oh, Tinubu must be working on something. They must be working on something that is going to bring the ease. They know him very well. Then, when months passed and nothing was coming and they are dying, they started screaming, "Ebing power, oh, ebing power, oh," and yell, left, right, and center. But if you now kind of tell them this is the consequence of what you wished for yourselves, that is kind of like on every one of us today, they are not really remorseful. Okay, they just want you to possibly maybe just help them that moment, but that doesn't change the fact that they still hope, right? Like they did under Boko Haram, they still hope that what they expected from these rogues, when there is actually nothing to show for it to, can possibly still come to pass. Tinubu and his gang, they said they were cutting down expenses of governance. Yay! That will help the government to save money. Then Tinubu announced the biggest cabinet ever, 48 ministers and more than 10,000 political appointees. Beating, and then you ask them, Omo, look at this. This is contrary to what this guy said he was doing. They have nothing to say. Okay? And most of the time, you will realize that their regrets, whenever you see any of them complaining or anything, their regret is not because they wanted Tinubu in the first place. So most of their regret is the fact that what they expected in return, they are not getting it. But if you present better people than Tinubu, they will do it again. And if you bring worse people than Tinubu, they will follow them again and again and again. So these are signs of a mental disorder to me. Because, if you deceive me once, it's understandable. Listen, I understand the fact that there is an evidence that majority did not vote for Tinubu. I am not naive of that. Okay? I am just pointing out those who have made it easier for the likes of Tinubu and gang, not just Tinubu, even across the entire 36 states of Nigeria as we speak. These are those who are suffering from this mental disorder. They will do it again and again and again until the silent majority. There is this powerful blog called The Silent Majority, until they find their common ground to overwhelm the base of mentally deranged people that continues to push these criminals on us. So the issue at hand now is that Nigeria is bankrupt. Okay? And the people bankrupting Nigeria, they do not see it that way. As you are watching this, they are preparing a speech for tinubu that is going to read to you in about 2 weeks' time, where he's going to tell you how he has changed your lives. They will lie to your face. Like, what are you going to do? So what are you going to do? We said that tinubu has stabilized the Naira. tinubu has improved the economy. Investors are falling over in Nigeria. He's saying it. So yeah, what are you going to do about it if it's a lie? And that is the danger. Because that lie is what some people are willing to die and kill for. And that makes them dangerous. So as we speak, as you are watching this broadcast, Tinubu's and gang, they have managed. Look at me very well. How many times have I told you that some of you who have businesses, you are going to lose those businesses? Some of you are already struggling. Yeah, you are already struggling with your business. So if you are the type who doesn't care about politics, or you take it with levity, or you are among those who would rather be politically correct, see no evil, say no evil. You see all those businesses you are still seeing. They are going, and what they are going to tell you is that once your own business die, another business will pop up. But how many of such businesses are popping up in reality? So what is happening here is that their policies will continue to take everything away from you until you do something. Until you see this whole thing beyond tribe, ethnic, religion, and even class. Because what is set upon you, I may not be an economist, I may not be a scientist, but I am a human that has brain, that can easily look through the actions of people than what they say. They have pinned and pegged Nigeria on the perpetuity of indebtedness, which also brings with it generational poverty. A lot of you who are striving, who are kind of thriving right now, or doing everything right now to stay afloat, they will take it from you. I have said this many months ago. It's not because I wish it on you. You see that job that you still have right now, they're going to take it from you. Yes, they will. And the way they will do it is simply because all these guys know they are like tax masters, pickpockets with no plan. Okay? Pickpockets with no plans will never stop until they are stopped. And let me tell you this again. To those of you, the Abobakus, I know that in real life, many of you are real victims of all of this. Most of you, if people see you in real life, they can actually see the textbook definition of a failed country, failed government. You are living it. And so many of you have serious hatred towards anybody living better than you. So if all of us are going to be poor, if the government is failing, how come you are still feeding your family? Even me that cannot afford so and so, I am not complaining. How about you? You have car, you have a house, you are complaining. Me that have nothing. I'm still supporting the government because I believe the government will do the better thing. I just know the government will do everything right. But because all of you, there are some of you, you cannot even explain how you make your money. Are you not sensing that? Some of you watching me from Nigeria, can you not smell that? That this is the level of hatred towards you by those who don't really know you. Because everybody should be complaining, Abi. But those who are mostly affected, those you can see the hand of APC on them. the hand of PDP on them and every other criminal government, criminal government across Nigeria, you can see the evidence of deprivation caused by the corruption of these guys. But let me tell you, I stand with, because they want you to become them. Yes, they want you. A lot of you have a lot to lose, but you have allowed yourselves to be carried away by their politics of a tribal, ethnic, religion, and other sundries. Why slowly and slowly they are depleting you, whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, whether you are even none of them. You are existing in a system that is daily being so depleted, mismanaged, and you are the evidence of that mismanagement. Hyperinflation is taking everything away from you, even those of you who are living abroad. Have you not noticed? Exchange rate is going up. You're happy. But when you take a look at your bill now, can you not tell the damages this has done to you too? I can tell. I can tell you how much this takes from me too. Normally, I should be so ignorant and maybe foolish to think Naira can go up to 5,000 Naira to $1. It's just going to give me more money. Is that really true? Is that actually true? Have you really checked your monthly expenses now? Especially those of you who have invested so much in this black tax. Have you? Or you still want to pretend to be economically ignorant? So those of you who are in Nigeria, there are those that they have taken everything from. The only thing they have left is just their breath. Just the breath. But you have a lot to lose. You have this small business you are trying to grow. Or you have this long-time business you have been struggling to keep afloat, right? You are cutting costs. Now, if things don't change very soon, that business is going to become history. Are you not worried? Are you not worried that the criminals who are doing all of this are not sparing anybody? They are not. They went borrowing. They said, let's go sorrowing so that let's go borrowing and go sorrowing. I was here, I've been shouting. I'm not an economist, but I could tell you just by reading and looking at what these guys are doing. So I can tell you it's going to get worse, but I can't tell you how worse. It's not a wish. It is just calling your attention. It's like screaming for help to say, pay attention to what these guys are doing. Please pay attention, not what they are saying. Because if you waste your time on what they are saying, remember these guys are, superb con artists. They will take everything. In 2018, Emefiole and Bokwari, they plotted to take money from the pension fund. Remember that Nigeria is so indebted today that 98 Naira out of 100 Naira that Nigeria make is being spent in servicing debt. Do you know what that means? It simply means that you can't do anything except you borrow money or you print it. Doing both simply means interest rates will go up and inflation and possibly hyperinflation. What does that mean? Businesses will be losing money on a running cost. Taxes will be increased. And the more the taxes, the more the businesses will struggle. Okay? So even in a space of, in times of depression, when this happens, you expect that there's going to be a short time, a time of mopping up, where people are going to lose a lot. But there's also going to be a time of recovery, which means if they tax you more, they make more money here or there, cut down on their borrowing, reduce their debts. And within a short time, there will be a time of recovery. Nigeria has no time of recovery. In 2018, in fact, in 2017, they attempted to take money and steal money from dead people. They were looking for dormant accounts. accounts that has not been in operation, accounts that have not been operated, that's not been operated for years, dormant account, believing that the owners are dead. They mop all of that out. They carried they kind of came up with a statistic, and they said there was over 8 trillion naira in dormant accounts in Nigeria. Some of these accounts are at the accounts of some of you who left Nigeria and never used them again. I left 18,000 naira in my own bank account in Nigeria, Zenith Bank in Nigeria. That was that would be like about 12 years ago. I don't know the account number anymore. I don't know the name of the bank that is now in charge of the account. My 18,000 naira is gone. I don't know who took it. The bank, the government. But in 2017, I remember Emefiole talking about it, that the money is just sitting there and the banks are the ones who are enjoying it. Nigeria should go and borrow it. I don't know if they did eventually, but I remember it's coming up then. I also remember when they suggested that there was over 17 trillion naira in Nigeria pension fund, that Nigeria could borrow the money and issue bond to pensioners. Borrow the money for what? They wanted to use the money for infrastructures. Somehow, people were able to raise alarm. Emefiole couldn't do it. Kadobi is here today. In the name of defending the Nigeria Naira, they were arresting BDCs, okay? Then, they reissued licenses to them. Then they went borrowing, where they took more than $4 billion on loan. Then they went into Nigerian Foreign Reserve. They took another 2.3 billion. All of this, in fact, hang on, the first 4 billion, they said they were defending Naira. What were they doing? Artificially. They were issuing dollars out so that they can create liquidity. The liquidity that is not coming from any sales made by Nigeria. The forex was not earned through exchange. It was a borrowed money. Okay? So instead of you giving that money to people, your friends, importers, oil importers as you call them, instead of giving the borrowed money to them, why not just use that money? $4 billion plus the 2 billions they took from the foreign reserve, $6 billion. If they invest those $6 billion without corruption in the last 12 months alone, right? $12 billion invested in power, in your refineries. Somebody like myself, who can see it fact for fact that this money is actually going into all these places. There is no amount of I don't like them, that we deny that fact if it happens, right? And now we can begin to monitor and say, well, you see, at least all this whole thing that is happening now, by December, Nigeria should have more than 20,000 megawatts of electricity. And in truthfulness, right, Nigeria, about 4 Nigerian refineries will begin to work because we've seen evidence that more than $6 billion were genuinely invested in them. But none of this happened. This money was shared. It was shared for people demanding for dollars. Nigeria is import-dependent country. Nigeria imports more than 80% of what it consumes. And because of this, Nigeria Naira suffers. It suffers so much that it has to look for dollars for these traders. So the government that said they are flowing the Naira, which means if you have dollars, sell. If I want to buy dollars and you have Naira, here you get now. So we can exchange at whatever. So they said the market forces will determine how much Naira and dollar we exchange for. All for words, just word of mouth. Behind the scene, they were dipping Nigeria into debts. They were. $6 billion down the drain just to bring Nigeria Naira from 1,900 Naira to $1 to bring it down to 1,100 Naira to $1. Artificially, they did that for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. $6 billion gone. Now they need more money because none of this money was invested in anything productive. It was just shared money for services so that they can look good to you. Then they went back to the World Bank that they needed money to fund their budget. Listen to me. They told you that Emefiole printed 27.5 trillion naira in 8 years for Bokwari. That is equivalent of $51 billion squandered. Nobody can say this is exactly what they use it for. You know, that one is aside, being dealt with in Nigeria economically right now. Emefiole and Bokwari borrowed over another one, over $70 billion. In fact, it was actually $78 billion that was borrowed in 8 years under Bokwari, with more than 90% uncompleted projects that they said they used the money for. So Nigeria's debt jumped from $13.5 billion in 2015 straight to over $100 billion today. But that was the foundation laid by Bokwari. So when tinubu came in, it took Bokwari 8 years to print 27.5 trillion naira by central bank. It has taken Kadobi and Tinubu, it has taken them just 7 months to print over 10 trillion naira. They just confirmed, they said, no, we've only printed and borrowed Tinubu's government 9 trillion naira. They said it so smoothly. And you are here. You probably have no idea what they did with the money. Do you? They said it just about 2 weeks ago. Wale Edonsin came on and he said, the Central Bank of Nigeria borrowed Tinubu 9.5 trillion naira. That's a printed money. It is called ways and means. Ways and means. Now borrowed, printed money. Emefiole is in court. He has been granted 300 million naira bail right now. And you know why they just granted him that bail, the former governor Emefiole? Is because they said Emefiole printed 650 million naira notes, different denominations, okay? 650 million naira. Emefiole used 18.5 billion to print 650 million naira banknotes. So that is the new charges they are charging him for. And he got bailed on 300 million naira bail. Now, the man that printed 27.5 trillion in 8 years has been succeeded by a man that has now printed 10 trillion in 10 months. How many trillions do you think Tinubu will print before 2027? And how many billions of dollars do you think they would need to borrow to continue to put up this artificial defense of Naira, when you and I know there is no real traceable factual investment in the real sector that could actually help you improve your production and exports, and you can earn forex without borrowing it? How many of you can tell me how much billions of dollars we needed to be borrowed to defend the Naira? And how much of it we needed to be printed as well by 2027? Because as it is going now, it is like Nigeria Naira to dollar is going to reach 2027 before the rest of you. Yes. Today it is 1,500 and some says 1,500 and 520 naira. Some says 530 naira. Others saying like 500 and 1,551 naira. 1,550 naira. I said on Jore Geni, it go reach 2027 before the rest of us. And the way it is going, the hyperinflation that will eat Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, you will feel it in California. And you're gonna feel it in Glasgow. And that is why when they are talking about alliance here and there, some of you will need to understand what you are up against. But let me gist you. And you shouldn't be surprised, okay? Right. From what we have now gathered, they said that Tinubu and his gang, which is what they are capable of, okay? Thank you. Booyega. So Tinubu and his gang, they have appointed coordinators. 4+4, renewed hope. Are you hearing me? 4+4, renewed hope, 2027. They have appointed coordinators in every local government area in Nigeria. And I'm talking about 774 local government areas of Nigeria. They have appointed coordinators in the 36 states. Tinubu has succeeded in appointing his APC, Egbekebe's members, as INEC returning officers. Tinubu has rewarded the judges who ensured that all evidence of rigging, of perjury, of forgery against Tinubu's drug career, proving court evidence, heroin trafficking career. The judges that ensured that all these evidences were declared non-valid, non-admissible. These judges have been promoted. Their family members have been promoted. Others have been given their own different appointments. By 2027, every institution in that contraption, they will resemble Tinubu that you want to fight. So if you are doing alliance, it is always ideal to ask you if you know what you are really up against. Is it going to be a preparation for real revolution? Or it's just going to be one of those fist stamping, voice raising, and all this chest thumping moments? If they try us, we'll show them kind of, because they will try you beyond what you can ever. They will try you to your core because they have the capacity to. And you need to understand that. So that's what will be part of the chat, okay? So the line will be open soon. So as for the Naira dollars, well, I hope they can come up with some new loan. Or maybe they will have to draw some money from the foreign reserve. Apart from that, my own advice is this. And I mean it. I mean this. I'm not even trying to be, okay, petty. I mean it. My advice is that I may not be an economist. And I know these guys are doing all of this intentionally. They know what to do. Doing what is right simply means some of them would have to go to jail. And they don't want that. But this is my simple advice. Can you just let and leave the Naira alone? You know? No? Because there's something called stability, which is what investors want to see in your country. If Naira is going to be exchanged for 5,000 Naira to $1, let it be exchanged for 5,000 Naira to $1. If it's going to be 2,000 Naira, if it's going to be 3,000 Naira, if you see South Korean Wuhan, Abi, what is it called again? This South Korean dollar. What is it called? Is exchanged for about 1,500 or 2,000 yuan to a dollar. But South Korea is Samsung. South Korea's exports alone in a year is put at over $1 trillion on electronics, on technology, on agriculture. So they decided to devalue their money to attract investors and, to say, come on, their exchange or their labor force and all of that is very cheap to invest in South Korea. Here you get. So whether Nigeria Naira is exchanged for 1 Naira to $1 or 5,000 Naira to $1, there's something called stability. Let those who want to look into the market say, oh, the exchange rate is 2,500 Naira to $1. Let everything be built on that, including the salaries of workers, the wage in the country. Build it around it and stop trying to want to make Naira 1 Naira to $1, where it is a gimmick, a trick to continue to swindle the country. Because, they want to save the Naira. We want to save the Naira. Let's go borrow money. Oh, we want to save the Naira. We want to subsidize. Let us go borrow. You can never save by going into the debts that you can never pay. Your people will pay. And that's just poverty. I don't know if my advice is going to work for them. Stability matters. Somebody pick up the papers now, an investor looking at the whole market and all of that. They say Nigeria Naira is now gaining. When somebody took it from 510 Naira official exchange rates to 1,900 Naira to $1, then he decided to go and borrow money to share to his friends to reduce the pressure of demand by being the ones to now give them artificial liquidity. It doesn't make sense, does it? So let it find its level. Instead of trying to save Naira by dipping people in further generational poverty, let the Naira fall and find its level. Then go back to your own country, your own economy or drawing board, and build your economy around it. Make minimum wage 1.5 million Naira. Is that too much? It's not. Yeah, 1.5 million Naira minimum wage. Let ordinary workers earn 5 million Naira a month, 10 million Naira a month, so that they can match whatever it is that is being brought into the country. Then tax the system along that line. Stop trying to impress everybody like that. You cannot have a country where the Naira to $1 is 1,500 and something Naira, where most of your imports depends on this. Naira can be 1,800, can be 3,000, can be 5,000. No smart marketer will lose any sleep because they will just put the whole thing on you. You will pay for it. But these guys have no plan, of course. And no matter how much we try to make sense, a normal Abobaku will prefer Wale Edonsin, Kadobi, and all these scammers with their sweet mouth and what they are telling them. But in reality, they are asking themselves, how come that everything is still hard? Why is everything? What is the government doing? Government, do something. Government, please do something. They won't do jack shit, mate. Your minimum wage is still going to be 40,000, I'll be 45,000. How is that going to help? So that's what they won't do. To them, spending that money on you to build the economy around that until the entire system will begin to recover to a full production, full productivity. But there is no plan for that. They are just, they are rent takers or rent seekers. They want to take everything they can. They are continuing with Emefiole's policies. If you have opened your eyes, if you have paid attention, that's what they are continuing with. Emefiole's policies, because it's so easy. It's like a plan to defraud a country and get away with it. It's like planning to get away with murder. You understand that now? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And the end goal is going to be the same thing. Disastrous. Then they push it back to you and tell you, you need to sacrifice. We must try and sacrifice. Anyway, I'll go to another one where I want to remind you this afternoon. It is that of the rivers Wahala. Okay. So to those who probably have one or two things to say on that, I do have a few things to share. Just kind of like an push update. Fubara called Wike a giant garri eating rat. That's what he called him. And that has generated a lot of reactions on social media, of course. Okay. But he had Alex Otto with him yesterday. Now he has called another guy, the one that said Fubara will be nothing or nobody if not for Wike that made him governor. You get that, like Wike that made Fubara governor. Fubara would have been just an ordinary level 14 civil servant. Well, the guy don't reply. They called him a drug addict or something like that. Hi, Wike.
I told them Ibas is a quiet man. He's a Christian, born again Christian. I am not a born again Christian. I'm a Christian, but not a born again Christian. I told Ibas when they slapped me, I told here. Me, if you slap me here, I don't know what I will survive the other one. I'll blow your head off. If you push me, I'll push you. Touch me, I will touch you. Nice.
That's Wike. And Fubara described one of his lieutenants as a drug addict in this world. I mean, in his words.
What? God is with us. Yes. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. I had one drug addict telling people that I would have been in level 14 or level 15. You know, when you don't know people, you talk carelessly. And when you're already high, what do you expect? If in 2010, I was a chief accountant level 13, those of you who know the civil service, where will I be before 2023? So when you see people, because you want to impress your paymaster, you talk carelessly. But I won't reduce myself to that kind of talk. I am the only governor in this state that, in the whole federation, where drug addicts as local government chairman will come and abuse, I take it. Oh. I'm the only person that, people that can't even talk to me, that they call them honorable members. I don't know what makes them honorable. For you to be honorable, there are a lot of qualities that people will see. Being honorable is not lying. Being honorable is not. As a matter of fact, for one to be called honorable, you need to live a honorable life. Mm. But I wish them well. I wish them well because even if it's a mistake, by the special grace of God, I'm here today. So God doesn't make mistake. And let me also appeal to them. Let them continue to make mistake. So that I'll continue to be where I am. Finish what I want to do for you people. live with a good name.
Yes.
And my children and my great-grandchildren will be proud of me.
Amen.
That is the mistake I want them to be making.
So wait for with the weakest men. First, this one, okay?
Old man.
So those are the men that Fubara was referring to, okay? Who made them honorable? How are they honorable and all that stuff? But that's Rivers. I'm going to leave you to that, to my callers, to those of you who have one or two things to say, okay? But I still have this as well. Yesterday, Fubara hosted Alex Otti, and you know, the whole atmosphere and all that, just so I show you the Fubara and his own people too. It is what is going down in Rivers State as we speak, okay? From yesterday.
You're right. Yeah, welcome, sir. Thank you. Come on, you got it. I don't know. Sometimes. How are you doing? Hey, I remember. I don't know. You didn't come back again. I didn't call you and I never did. We'll talk later. Everybody's there. No. It's not fair. Is it what we discussed? No, sir. I'm still around. Okay. This man ran away. He ran away now. Can you do that now? Don't mind those worries. I know. It's authentic. Authentic.
What is your turn now? What is your turn now? Tell me your time. Single clock. It's your the governor of River State, His Excellency Sir Fubara, Grand 7-star of River State, and his counterpart from the new Abia State, His Excellency
Dr. Alex Chioma O.T., OFR, Governor of Abia State.
I do still have a few more, but I have a call on the line already. Hello there.
Hello, General.
Hello, sir. Your line is so bad.
Is it still bad now?
Yeah, it's like.
Let me see.
Well, I think it's gone now.
Okay, it's okay now.
Again. You might need to kind of call us. Try and call back again and see. And let's hope it's not in my own end.
Okay.
I think it's now. It's still there. Sorry. Try and call back again, okay? Sorry about that. The line is a bit it's a bit bad. Okay. Yeah, that was Fubara and Oti yesterday. I do have another caller. Let's hope it's not from my own end, okay? But here, hello.
Hello, sir. Maiyegun, Baba.
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 How are you today?
I'm fine, sir. You do one alone. Yeah, you remember now?
Yes, now, but you need to tell me if you give me a name, but the number kind of gave me up.
Russia, Moscow.
So that one is kind of confusing me. Is that a different number?
Yeah, I understand. No, the same number, no.
Well, because
the same number, no.
Why? So,
yeah,
that would be Kenny, right?
Yeah, the Saki Baba.
So, so sorry about that. I'm just kind of a little bit confused. Like that number +7. Anyway, how are you today, Baba?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. I used to call late when you are doing this your brunch time show.
So what time is
I have 1 hour to close now. That is around this 5 o'clock here, after 5. So just by 6 o'clock. So sometimes I'm on my way home when I will call you. By the time I get home like this, I'll be the last time you will call. I will be calling and calling. My agree is done for the brunch time. We'll be waiting for the dinner. What should you call it? The last show for the night.
Yeah.
So that's right. But I said, let me try. I saw that man his network is misleading. I said, let me just use the medium to call you immediately.
You did do it, Baba. Now you are here. So we are kind of using part of your employer's time now. So let's make it fast. Sake.
Thank you, sir. Nice. I really appreciate it. The last time I wanted to call was when you have that what was it called? That our program. What was it called? The one that everybody will have
People's Parliament.
Yeah, People's Parliament. Yes. I wanted to call you when I heard that guy was talking about Russia, this and that. I said, this guy doesn't even understand what he was saying at all. The world has grown to more than those slavery mentality that we still have in Nigeria. So I believe that okay, maybe people now in Russia are still under slavery or this and that. What is he saying? I've been Russian in Russia now for more than 6 years.
When that person was talking about Russia, that time I was like, oh, I wish Kenny was here, like, you know.
I was in the program, but I don't have the opportunity to join because, it's late here. So sometimes, yeah. So I was like, this guy is still thinking that, okay, maybe you still believe that we are still in the ancient world, whereby we do civilization has not come. So be sincere, when it comes to development, before there's this idea that, okay, Russia, they used to treat people anyhow like slaves and that. But I will be sincere with you, since this man came into being the president of Russia, Putin, all those stories are changed drastically. Before we came here, we used to add the story that they will spit on you in the metro or maybe on your way out.
They've told us that Putin is, what do you call it? He's a dictator and Russia has been under the dictatorship. But you live there.
Exactly. Now I can be frank with you. Africa are living more better now in Russia than even many of these Asian countries that are here. This is with you, sir. But him bringing that with that, I said, let me just let it go.
Like, somebody else there like a man, how wrong are people? Maybe
I was so happy when that man told me.
Kenny, without having to disclose everything, okay? Like, what do you do in Russia? Like, what do you do? You don't have to say the whole thing, okay? Just give me an idea. What do you do?
I work in the mall, yes.
You work where?
I work in the mall. In the mall.
I didn't get that, Baba. You work with what?
I work in the mall.
Oh, you work in the mall.
You know,
great. Now, which is actually have to see a lot of people from all over the world, right? Baba, don't you think
every day.
Don't you think you will do so well if you open a channel that kind of show people what they should know ordinarily, right, about Russia? Like that could be something that you could really educate a lot of people. People are doing it too. I'm not saying they are not. I'm just saying that to cure ignorance, you need.
In fact, there are many American people living in Russia. They have their channels that I used to watch. They are even educating people about what they thought Russia was compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
You understand, sir?
Mm-hmm.
But me, the only thing
in Russia, some of this misinformation could be something that I could add my own, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Someone like you here. Mm-hmm.
I was like you before. When I just came in here, I was with this social media, this and that. But later, I just changed my mind because I'm going deep into Nigeria policy and I don't want to get involved because my family won't hear. Then you don't do this. You know, Nigeria. I just okay. Let me just respect their opinion for the meantime. Let me just slow down. So that I just ignore those social media stuff. Okay. So I now join my ego. I said, God, thank you. At least I have someone that will be teaching me, giving me my dosage that I need. Because you always give about dosage.
That works well for a lot of people too, Kenny. Okay. Exactly. So many people are on this platform, right? It's like discovering a community. I say, oh my God, this community exists. Oh my God. So we actually exist where I can actually express myself and other people are never going to come at me just anyhow. So yeah, it does help.
You won't believe. Then they used to call me Shore.
Yeah.
They used to call me Shore because 2019, sir, I carry Shore on my head like this. Shore every day, even in the midnight, at work, anywhere, I will be advocating for Shore. Shore should be the next president. This and that, contribute my money, my life. In fact, some of my friends will still say, anytime they see me, Shore. But later, when I say, Shore revolution, this is not the way forward. The revolution is the major key that we need to embrace in order to set ourselves free from this slavery that we have. But the method, I just, okay, it is better to break it up. That is the only solution. By any means that is going to bring that break, or either through Shore, through any means, that's like just okay. It's better to speak with Maiyegun. Let me educate myself. So that I know what I'm doing. Exactly.
Without being too far to the left or far to the right, so you are able to handle all of that so majestically. I think I should be writing books soon. Because you know something, right? I know, even if it's just going to be 1, 2, 3 people, right? That this platform really, really resonates with. It answered a lot of questions for them in that small corner of our rooms there, right? It helps to answer a lot of questions. And it sort of liberated minds of people to now kind of decide when they are deciding on anything political in Nigeria. Don't you think?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I won't lie. This is exactly what
like to read. So if I write book, at the end of the day, I'm going to have to come back here and read it for everybody.
Maiyegun, you say people don't like to read, but you know that even books is now being digital. The only book we read now, the only book I read now is Maiyegun Diary and other news that I read every day. I don't carry a paper book like this now. I don't know the last time I carry paper book to read myself. I only read books online. I'm serious. In fact, when I was in school, when I was still in the university, most of my books are online. I don't like to read because I studied literature when I was in school.
Right.
Most of my book, I download it and read it online. I don't carry paper book. I'm even tired of paper book. To be opening one book and within 5 seconds, maybe some minutes, I have gone through some pages. But when it
audiobooks
that is why we have to use this medium that we have, this digital age, to liberate our country. Because I won't be deceiving you. Just imagine during this period, May, I'm still wearing cardigan in Russia. This is not my father's land. In May, I've never witnessed that we still be feeling cold, minus in Russia at this point. This is the first time we experience such experience.
Imagine you being stuck there enough that you are now your 60, 65. Imagine how that will make you. So we have to do something now, Baba.
You won't believe it. Even your family will be the one that will tell you that don't come.
Don't come.
That's what they used to tell you. Don't come.
You know,
that's what they used to say.
Yeah. People
don't come. Like you said, we are facing the challenges and we are facing. Black tax is killing everybody.
It's affecting everybody.
Black tax.
Except if we are lying to ourselves, because we do that so conveniently. Well, all this no concern me. Well, if the Nigeria like, maybe it no concern me, Baba. Are you sure? Are you really sure? So that's why I ask people like, come. Let's see about that social media stuff. Okay, let's talk. Are you sure? Are you sure? Say no concern you. Like, concern me too. Now you are talking.
We have big money when we receive the money, but when you look at what you are even using the money for, sir, you see that Black Star are killing most of the money even before you get back to Nigeria.
This slowed a lot of people down.
A lot of people can't give anybody 10,000 naira in Nigeria now. Exactly. You can't give somebody 10,000 in Nigeria now and you tell it thank you because I don't know what 10,000 will buy in the market. Being sincere. It's killing us. So I want to use this video to also say thank you, my
nice one. Okay. So I have another caller. And I do still have a few things to share, but people are already. Hello there. Meanwhile, let me go check my. Hey, can you hear me?
Obey. Fubara must obey Wike. Obey.
Baba, that's their new reality now. I tell you. Grown up men. Some people's papa.
Yama pepe skata. Honestly, it is messy. It is real messy, Maiyegun. It's unfortunate that we see these kind of things on live TV, and these guys don't feel any remorse, nothing. It's like an everyday kind thing. It's so unfortunate.
If you don't stop them, they won't stop. That would be my slogan for everybody. They are not stopped, they will never stop.
Exactly. And then the funny part now, I think it was the day before yesterday, or was it yesterday? Akurito say Tinubu is not going to take any part in this new brouhaha, just going to stand aloof.
He's going to watch them, let them do it themselves. That's what he said. And
after he threw head for the matter,
they will not tolerate anyone trying to destabilize the government of Rivers State. That's an indirect way to say, hey, deal with him. Go ahead. Okay? Just make sure say you don't miss so. Because if you miss, we'll have to go back and back in the air. Kind of.
Not so now. I expect
when two brothers fight, No be stranger go inherit their land.
I am now.
It's almost starting.
And that's what happens to us as a country, really. You know, the more we are divided among ourselves, the easier it is for foreigners to come and inherit, you know, not be say inherit, take away our resources and all of that.
That's right.
You know?
And we watch
honestly,
them.
it is.
We watch them.
Yeah.
You know why me and you hold ourselves like that? I go kill you. We are watching them, they are lifting all the resources away. And you are now like, I kill you. I kill you. See our resources. See our resources being moved away. It's a shame, Baba. It is.
It is sad. It is sad. But I look at this our exchange rates movements now, and I am getting scared. I'm not gonna lie you. You know, say initially, at the start, when I first left Nigeria, I was like, oh, I don't do the way I'm going to send money come down. You know. But now when you look at
you know they bother you. You just
that
like,
$1,000.
Okay, we'll see what we can
do. That kind thing. But now, Baba, when I look within I go they spend, and it's not even so much of within I go they spend, but it's the frequency at which the demand starts coming. I've had to double, I've had to triple, you know, what I used to send to my mom previously.
Yes, now.
I had to triple it in the space of how long? And not like say the triple what triple up.
You
know they enough.
Like this, if it continues like this or more, you go see people that make videos from abroad. People will make videos from abroad and say, "Oh, go kill all of you! Which kind of life is this? Our life is so hard." Egbon, what is wrong? You are making video from California. How does that affect you? You will see.
You will fear now.
You will see.
You will hear now. It's terrible, brother. It is real terrible.
They are charging them first world charges, Baba, and they are giving them fifth world services. People they pay 4 million naira for electricity bill a month. Kilo day on top waiting. In Nigeria, you they pay 80,000 naira for electricity. For one bedroom, one living room, TV, generator.
That one. Like, when you be saying that machines food there,
it don't make sense. But they are forcing it on them slowly like that.
Papa, it seems to me like all these were planned from the get-go by tinubu. Be like saying that waiting be the guy planned from the one.
It is.
See, as he enter like this, he go suffer Nigeria. That's just what it looks like because there is no single respite. This month or maybe today, you will get this kind of bad news. Tomorrow, you have another one worse. The day after, another one worse. Like that. I seen no hope.
At least you must see somebody say, okay, I'm gonna. They say we too they talk. Okay? Because we are saying, like, these guys say too they talk, but they too they lie. Okay? But their lies are taking a lot away from you innocently. Those of you are like innocent people say, we say they also your also. Where you hand go touch you. Share you understand that. So the ideal thing is that if to say, as me and you are here talking now, we have a proof that, like I said in that my chat earlier, that if that $6 billion was invested in some areas, right? You and I can say maybe people not just get patient. This thing hard or give it time. You know, when people don't make videos of these refineries, that real work is really going on. Power stations are being renovated and it's like coming back on. You know, things that you can touch and see. So they can say you are impatient. That's why they complain about. There is nothing, Baba. There is nothing.
Nothing.
But people
and the one with the vest
they are waiting. Maybe something is going to happen. Give him time.
The one with the vest me, Baba.
Nothing.
The one with the vest me now, the lie where they lie on top of every day. Akuri, Bayo Nuga, and those other fools. The lie where they lie on top of. They just keep whipping up. Say it's worse. This is evil. It's worse when say you don't have the means. You don't even plan to have the means. You don't want to have the means to do something for somebody, but you keep raising their hopes. Say, don't worry. My investment is coming. This is that is evil.
Come on. Hi.
That's real evil. Just come clean. Tell people say na like this way you did.
You don't read.
You know, it's a whole.
You don't read. So
it's a whole lot better
or something like that. Or I won't go.
That kind of thing. It better like that. See, at least everybody don't know. Say, okay, oh, now like this, so no, do it. Go feed do. But if you just stay there, hoping, and it's okay. It won't be like yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Now you get one clip where you been show of a guy that was interviewing people. Say how far for Buhari, I say Buhari, how far for Tinubu government and all of that. And the lady was like, she believe, you know, she cannot say that the situation is bad. She has hope. We should continue praying.
As a Christian, she must not see it as bad. She has to be positive. Come on.
Honestly, that I was pissed off when I heard that. These are things where they see for your eye clear, see things are going bad. Then you say, yeah, Christian and you're believing.
Like you have to be deceitful and blame and say religion says you should see red and say it's white. And the moment you see red as white, then by in the name of Jesus, it's gonna be white. Come on.
It's horrible. That's why this alliance between Obi and Atiku and all those other guys, other one are nonsense. So it's not going anywhere because my expectation is that 4x4, I'll be 4x4. It go happen now. Tinubu go double down. At the end of the day, it will still rig out people for sure.
The same way people wait there. You do know that tomorrow there are people who still believe that Boko Haram and the gang, they only intended to want to stop tinubu. There are people who believe that Buhari was actually supporting tinubu because they agree to hand over this or that. Okay, there are all those things that happen then. Is to deceive. There are people who believe that they didn't know that it was actually a foregone issue that it must be stopped.
And now,
his own people inside the people within inside government, they call themselves Kabah. Up to last minute. When the whole thing fell apart, but easy way it fall apart. Those people think Maguluta crook that they removed. They think it was just removed. Everybody don't forget the story. He was told to go after Tinubu, but he won't. So they removed him. So this guy, person will use him money to buy the entire institutions around the clueless set. Boko Haram, he can't get the power now. So alliance for the photo is what will take him out. You are not ready.
I beg you, Maiyegun, thank you very much for taking my call. My friend has been there enter. Now, so we talk finally. Take care.
God bless you, man. So you too, man. You have a good one, okay? Talk. They say when they talk. But you see, from this talk, it's where some of you as yourself will get your own consciousness. Like, I never thought it that way, Sha. Fellas say, they say today talk. No be this talk. They take carry me, go prison. Like he was arrested because he was telling things that they don't want you to see or reason with. Because if you begin to reason about this from this talk, if you begin to reason wala mashele niye. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Baba Agrito Helio from Andorra.
Hey, brother, that line earlier was like, oh, man, no people. I'm glad to say you don't give up. How you be?
Yeah, I just do, Baba. Nice. Baba, thank you for the job you are doing. Thank you for the life you are changing. Because I was watching a program, you get. So from that program, they were asking questions. So I was looking at that program like, this program is nice. So they asked one question and they said, if you are opportune to change the world, what is the first thing you will change that will change the entire world and the entire world? And people were saying, I will change poverty. I will do, everybody was just saying different things. But at the end of the day, myself, I was lost, I was lost. But I was looking at it like, the answer was, a guy came and said, if he's powerful, if he has the power to change the world, he will change only one thing, and the whole world will change. They now said, what is it? He said, the mentality of people. I was like, mentality. The thing can't enter my brain. Say, oh boy, now this mentality I change me. And now this mentality, Maiyegun, they change, the way they give people the real sense of mind. The real people will change their mindset. But we know that some people, they are animal from the beginning. They just have woman skin. They are animal. So there's no how you change that one. So what I was trying, even have problem with my family sometimes, because when I'm talking, I tell them, my problem with you guys is that your mindset is not the same like my own. You know, the way you guys think is no more the same. So if by the time where Emefiole was campaigning, Emefiole said one thing that will make the whole people go against him, the whole Nigeria. That thing he said was that we will bring down the purchasing power of the people. You see, that language is very powerful. I will open the tax net. The moment he said that thing, the gullible people were clapping. They were clapping. I was like,
they had no idea what that even
yes. Yes, this man said he will bring down the purchasing power. You that you can buy one agolo of garri, you can't buy it anymore. He's telling you guys. We are still like, hey, I was like, my God, thank God I'm not in this country, because when I talk to my friends, I know definitely I'll be, is either I'm dead or I'm in the cell. During the NSAS. Yeah, during the NSAS. Baba, if you see the way I was vibrating here with the NSAS, frontline, I was like vibrating like, let's take this thing back. But at the end of the day, nothing happened, But what they not share is that Tinubu knows, Baba, Tinubu knows that Nigeria did not vote for him. That is why he's dealing with them now. That is why he's dealing with them. That, like you say every day.
By the time Tinubu won next election, you wouldn't even have the strength to stop any of my boys. Because you will need to be able to stop all their people. Okay? You will need to be able to stop and face their military too when they are rigging elections.
Yes.
But hungry people?
But for me, I believe if Nigeria is going to hold until 2027, I believe the 2027 will be the judgment moment for Nigeria. That is the judgment moment. Because this institution will not give up. Then the obedience, like you said, I love these guys there. Yes. They are so organized. They are so creative. They are so creative. They are so. You never know where they will come out. Nobody knows where they will come out
next time. That's why
exactly.
I don't doubt them at all. But there's something still left. See, Baba, there's something still left. I want you to add. Okay, the reason why I'm saying nothing will happen is until we begin to see the disruptive spirits of their number. And what do I mean by that? If, for example, they say, "Oh, we want so and so changed in that electoral act and all of that. And because of this, we are shutting down so and so." And they did it, like they shut down everywhere until that thing is changed. Now, that will send a signal to anybody who wants to cheat them in an election, right? That these guys can shut everywhere down. No. Until I begin to see that sign, I'm holding my breath. You.
Well, that is we'll be watching from far. So thank you very much, Baba. May God bless you and give you the wisdom not depart from you.
Nice one.
Thank you very much.
Nice one. So I have a caller. Hello there.
Yeah, hello, General.
Baba, that line see the actor, but go see fulfill manager.
Okay, because I've been trying since I said why did I call self before? So, but anyway, I thank God.
Back.
Like yes, yesterday, we going to do us one favor. Let me say if you carry this antidote, give us finish. You know, gonna allow us to talk because yesterday when I tried to call, you say you know go allow call. The thing, in fact,
you with me, self. I say, we need to fight too.
We don't
brother.
Fight. That's why I make sure say this afternoon, I go give all of you the time to express yourself. I don't say no go feel the same, but somehow we still run out, no vex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What I want to say, please, I want you to educate Nigerians and on this way. All Nigerians, if you call yourself Nigerians, let me tell you, Maiyegun, only in 2006, they do the last census. All the whole government has come and gone and keep on lying to Nigeria. You know, they are talking about dollar, this, all that. If you are economists, you don't build you don't even economists on nothing. You tell Nigeria is 200 and something. Where? Nigeria is anything about Nigeria is fraud. Where is the proof? Now, Buhari give National Population Census money to do a census. Till today, the money is gone. Nothing. They never did nothing. Nothing to today. Nobody is talking about it. Please, I want this thing to be tagged to the minister of even Tinubu himself. Census of Nigeria need to be counted. We need to know. A lot of Nigeria has been killed. Nobody knows. Nobody have census about Nigeria. They should stop lying. All this lying should stop. This is the only thing I want.
Census, they cannot really plan anything. All this thing,
you cannot.
They are saying they are planning for Nigeria. Now Zobo planning for
now Zobo. You are not planning for anything because you can't plan on nothing.
Yes.
It's just like we are in a house now. My father born, for example, my father born 100 children. Then would they do planning of 500 children? Whereas there's no 500 children. No. You don't say you are not planning for anything. You are planning on nothing. On nothing. It's absolutely nothing. There's nothing we are planning for. All these things are bobo. Bobo na the bobo Nigeria. Bobo. Now, Bobo Bobo Nigeria. Now, money that they collect. All the old senators, they say they do constituency project. Road, every year, they keep on building road. Every year, they keep on building road. Tinubu minister, they should hear this. They should tag them this thing. They should do census. They should count Nigeria. Let's know how many we are. This lie of Nigeria is too much. They should do biometric census. They go Europe. There's no Europe country who don't know how many they did. No Europe country where don't know how many they did. Only Africa, only Nigeria. If you go African country, all the other African countries, they have census. They know how many they did. They have population data. Not only Nigeria, because the whole criminals have gang up and take over Nigeria. The next thing I want to talk about Fubara. Fubara should do Wike waiting they do Adam Soshomelo for Edo State. He should remove him from PDP. I don't know why he should take time to remove him.
That's the why now. It took them to court, and now PDP cannot remove him as member. PDP cannot suspend him or punish him because Wike has obtained a court order. Okay, that says they cannot do any of that to him. Now, they have nobody to lift it for them, I believe.
Okay. The last one I want to talk about is this. You see, everybody that is talking about dividing Nigeria, doing Nigeria this, margin or no margin. Please, Nigerians, there's nothing like dividing Nigeria. We should do revolution. This happened in Senegal. I don't know why Nigeria, so let's sing this in music. He said, my people, you fear too much to die. You fear to fight for freedom. You fear to stand. You fear for everything. Nothing. No Jesus is coming to save you. Jesus already has come. This is the Jesus that comes is this phone. This phone you are having is the Jesus that is coming. No God is coming to anywhere to save you. You know, every time all the pastor will say, God of Israel. Maiyegun, you fight no there for Israel. Israel no go fight.
They protect Israel.
They no go fight. They no go fight. They no go fight. Is there any God who can save them? Why they no put their hands say make God can save them? Why should they go fight at all? Are they not children of God? Why should they go fight? They fight rich, they go fight. I don't know why gullible Nigerians, 98% of Nigerians are gullible. They don't know anything. If they call themselves professor for nothing. Because if you're a professor, how can somebody who no get certificate they rule you? How can you be answering somebody who no go school? Sir, Your Excellency. I thank Peter B because he said, hey, if you want to answer your excellency, the way and manner you come to the top should be excellent.
It should be.
And the last one I want to say, Maiyegun, you get waiting Peter B talk.
Right.
I think people don't undermine that what he said. He said if you want to be in power, you have to work with these people and get there. If you don't work with them, you can never get there. They know what you know. All these people are criminals. They know what you know. It is say Peter B is a fool. It is say no. It is say no go relax. It is say no go stay for a house. He's never a poor man. Peter B is richer than Biden, American president. He's not a poor man. But he see that he need to work this out. He need to show. Now what he do for Anambra? Peter Obi make Anambra governable today because of Anambra is governable today is because of Peter Obi. It's not because of anybody. Atezo was there. All the old big men where he see not before Anambra they kidnap governor. Not before Anambra before they kidnap. Is everybody pretending say they don't know what happened before? Now Peter Obi makes say Anambra is governable today.
Anambra, like we are talking about maybe Borno where terrorists have like do anything. About kidnap a state governor.
A state governor. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Now Peter Obi come. He drive away all those godfathers. He chase them away. Now he make the fight for them. Even if you go to East, no elite in the East voted for Peter Obi. They don't even want them. Now the masses who know what Peter Obi is, now them vote for Peter Obi. Now them make them what it is today. So make anybody not come to say, if they go imagine, this man know properly what he's doing. He know exactly what he's doing. He know the joke. He's not joking. Anyway, thank you and God bless. Let me leave other people to contribute.
Right? So yeah,
thank you.
Pour it out your mind, pour out your heart. It is called the brunch time with Maiyegun. I told you, my job is just to pick up the call. I do not know who is at the other end or what they have on mind. But all of us go here. So I have another caller. Hello.
Maiyegun General.
Yes,
good morning.
The African Wahala. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, brother.
Grant. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for the great platform. Thank you for changing people's minds slowly and educating people.
Thank you, man.
Salute to you, my brother.
Thanks a lot. The African Wahala.
Yeah, I called in because of the previous caller when he mentioned the census. The previous caller is right. You know, Nigeria needs a population census. But let me rephrase. If Nigeria was truly a country, it needs a population census. But the problem is, once we've all realized that Nigeria is not a country, nothing about it resembles what a real country exhibits. Nigeria is a contraption. And if you check out the definition of a contraption, it's just when people put a bunch of things together to function crudely in a manner. And for the most part, it doesn't function properly. So these are the reasons why Nigeria will never, ever, ever have any real data about its population. It wouldn't even have data close to what the actual numbers are. Number one, Nigeria. Look at the borders. It's not a country. Borders are porous. It's surrounded by bush. People can cross in, cross out at any time. No problem. Even at the designated borders, you can easily bribe your way, get into the country. Number two, citizenship. Okay, they implemented national identification number, which is not fully efficient, and it will never be, because nothing can be ever fully efficient, especially when it comes to Nigeria. The only way they could have had enough data would have been through the full implementation of the national identification number, But that's not going to happen. Apart from the fact that the NIN set of terrorists, it's a and you do your research. I'm giving you facts now, people. The guy that set up the national identification number, Issa Pantami, he didn't do it because he wanted to save Nigeria. He's a terrorist. Number one, the guy is a terrorist.
And he's
caught
an open
on tape.
sympathizer with a terrorist as well. All on record.
I mean, yeah, we have the videos all over the internet. Just do a Google search. Google search Issa Pantami, Nigerian Minister of Communication, cursing Nigerian soldiers for killing Boko Haram. You'll find a bunch of videos and audio clips. Now, if a terrorist is responsible for your national identification number, do you expect good to come out of that?
He boldly said Osama bin Laden is his role model. Americans are killing Muslims. They said they are killing terrorists. And he was crying. He was crying that one day
he was weeping.
The Islam, I mean, the younger faithful will rise, the jihadists will rise, and they will bring glory to Islam. But people think America is fighting terrorism. America is fighting Islam. He was crying. That was the Minister of Communication of Nigeria. Go on.
And when we came out to complain about those videos and those audio evidences of this guy being a terrorist, the Nigerian government, the Nigerian presidency, through the spokesperson, back then it was Femi Oponu Adesina and Dabe Shehu, they told us that you guys are just unscrupulous, you are lying, you have bad intentions, you are fighting against this government. That terrorist made those comments when he was a young man. But when we did the investigation, he made those comments when he was like 35, 36 years old.
He wasn't a young man.
Now, let's forget about that. I digress. Nigeria does not have the capacity to conduct anything close to a population census because Nigeria is not even defined, number one. Number two, there are many localities in Nigeria that are controlled by non-state actors across the country. In the South, you have many Niger Delta militants with thousands of machine guns and rocket launchers. They control territories. Are you going to go count the population in that place? No, you're not. If you go to Niger State, Shiroro local government, you have ISWAP in control of large land masses. Are you going to go conduct population census of ISWAP terrorists? No. You go to the Northeast, same thing. Boko Haram displaced over 8 million people. Who are you going to count? You can't count nobody. If you go to the Northwest, you have Fulani terrorists. They call them bandits. They've displaced millions of people. You can't count nobody. And even in the southern part of the country that seems to be a little bit organized, which is absolutely not true, because there is nothing organized about any region in Nigeria. You still can't count the people. How many Nigerian houses have addresses, proper addresses? How many? We don't even have addresses. We don't have a structured society. It's a society where everybody is just randomly doing what they want to do. And I'll be honest, Maiyegun, you know, the conversation about the demolition galore going on right now, where the government is demolishing many places.
Yes.
It's a double-edged sword because Nigeria is not a structured society. It's a free-for-all. For that reason, people build structures all over the place, you know, many illegal structures. And it made Nigeria look like absolute trash. The shithole that it looks like, part of the reasons why it looks like a shithole is because people construct things all over the place without any proper planning. And it's not the people's fault. It's the government that refused to lay down a template that is the fault, that is to blame for that reason, for that situation.
It's been abandoned and it's been left that way.
It's always been that way. So now that the government is demolishing structures, it would have been a good thing if it meant good intentions. But unfortunately, they don't have good intentions. So the goodness about demolishing those structures is gone. They are doing it for unscrupulous reasons. So Nigeria is just a mess. We all know that at this point.
To say, oh yeah, listen guys, If your house is demolished, you can pick up the form. There are more than 200,000 unit housing that we are building, and then it's going to be in the course of the next 10 years. So the first batch of so and so will be delivered so time. So if your house is demolished, go and pick so up. Government will subsidize your rent for so months or for so years until you find your feet, or we can't let you go back and have all those shanties again. There is nothing being built, African Wahala. It's just same one. Say, okay, yeah, go find your way. Go back to your village. And yet, they will move somewhere else. Their children will end up on the streets. And at the end of the day as well, right, we all become endangered species in the hands of those who are the victims of states. Nothing is being built in the interest of the people, man.
Yeah, it's not, Nigeria is not a country, my brother. The previous caller, I know you also mentioned about, when you kept on speaking, then I understood where your mind is. And there is nothing wrong. We all go through stages in life. When you spoke about, we should do a revolution, nobody should talk about breaking up the country. I mean, you have a right to opinion, but at the end of the day, Nigerian population census, I hope I explained a little bit better why it can never be accomplished. Do you know how you get your citizenship in Nigeria? All you need to do is you go to a local government office in Abuja, claim any local government, and just do a quick Google search. Look for the name of the king in your, for example, you can say, I'm from Bode local government, Ogun State. Go and find out the name of the king of that community. Go to Ogun House in Central Business District, Abuja. Tell them you're from Ijebu, the local government, right? They are going to present you a certificate. But before they present you that certificate, they're going to ask for your identification. Give them your name. You can make up any name. They would ask you some random questions. What's the name of your king? You tell them. They will give you that certificate. With that certificate, you go to the immigration office and you apply for a passport. That's how you get a Nigerian citizenship. No vetting, no controls. Any random person can come from anywhere in the world and just get that information. Even a national identification number, you can easily bypass that situation. Listen, Nigeria is not a structured society. Nothing structured can come out of an unstructured society. Just know that and know peace. And that's why I called it today. Thank you, Maiyegun.
God bless you, the African Wahala. Thank you so much again for adding to our knowledge this morning or afternoon. Depends on where you are watching from. I have another caller on the line, but could you do me a favor and just take a moment and go like this video if you haven't already? Could you? Thank you. Here is my caller. Hello there.
Yeah, good evening, Maiyegun General.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine. Great. How is the family over there?
About we are here, we thank God. How is yours?
Yeah, fine too, thank God.
Great.
My name is Ade, calling from South Korea.
Oh, my man. Ade from South Korea. I just spoke to Kenny from Russia, and I have this admiration for South Korea. So speaking to somebody from there, Baba, is a pleasure. Thank you so much. Go on.
Thank you. Okay. Before Africa Wahala, I want to talk about something the previous caller talked about before Africa Wahala, about Obi, about Peter Obi.
Right, sir. Go on, sir.
And we all like Peter Obi as a man. I'm a Yoruba person, but I like Peter Obi. But the problem I'm having on this is this. We can't sit in a place and allow the Northerners, Fulani in general, to be dictating when we are to protest, who we are to go against, and who we are to elect as the president of the country. During the time of Jonathan, they were the one behind the force to remove Jonathan. They started it.
Yes.
Rufai and Co. They started it. Now, when
Bauchi, remember?
Exactly. Not knowing that they have hidden agenda. At the end of the day, they achieved their agenda. During the 8 years of Buhari, the country wasn't better as well. We're having a lot of problems. And each time we try to protest, they say, you want to go against the North. Yes, exactly. During the NSAS protest, they never joined. They said, oh, they want to remove Buhari government. That was what they said.
Yes.
They never joined us. No. And when they killed us, they never support our agitation. Suddenly, they said they wanted Muslim ticket. They dictated to us again. And we called ourselves like they said they wanted Muslim ticket. And at the end of the day, they got it too. I want people to forget that is a Yoruba man. No, he's a Yoruba man, fantastic. But they dictated that they wanted Tinubu, not us. And they have their way at the end of the day. When it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, they have agreement with Tinubu not to release him. It's an agreement. So now again, Tinubu is there. We should all enjoy it.
Dealing with everybody.
Suddenly now
they want all of us.
So when Buhari was there, when Buhari was there, they never, let's go to the east, let's go to the west, let's tell them, Buhari is too hard. We have to form a coalition. Nothing of such. No. They said, no, it is our time. We have to. Majority of them, even their professors, they come on TV to talk about Buhari is trying. I don't know, they cover everything up.
Saturday, right? They actually pushed that.
Yes, exactly.
Anytime anything against Buhari is against the North.
Yes,
it was so
and they made that.
Just back
yes, exactly.
It was so deep, that they said a half-dead Buhari is better to be president than for Pastor Ruga to take over. I remember that one. Gimba, there's a guy called Gimba Kakanda, right?
Gimba.
When Bokwari became a vegetable in London, you know what he said on Twitter? That what happened to Yaradua must not happen again, or that they must not let Lagos boys access power. They will finish Nigeria. He's a special advisor to...
They will say it was a plot by Tinubu.
You remember that time?
Buhari, so that when Buhari died, Oshibari will take over.
You remember?
That was what they said.
You remember?
Yes.
Good enough that you do. So I'm just pointing those out as well to back your point. Go on, Baba.
Yes. So the same Obi you accuse that he's a Christian, he's an Igbo man, they can't rule them. The same person you are now calling now to come and join you just because they know that this guy has obedience. Because they are massive. They wanted his support. So that when he comes there, they are going to use him and dump him. Nothing for Obi. Obi should not go there. These people, they are very, I don't know how to call them.
Takia.
They believe they know how to play the game. Maiyegun, I'm 40 years plus. I remember many years ago when I was still in secondary school, primary school. There's this pamphlet. I know you are very aware. They call it Current Affair. We always buy it then.
Yeah.
It was stated there, 3 major tribes in Nigeria, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. There was something like Hausa, Fulani there.
No. That changed.
3 major tribes in Nigeria, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba.
After 2010, that's when we started hearing Fulani, Hausa, Fulani.
That was why they canceled Current Affair in all schools. That was why they cancel all these things in all schools. There's something like Current Affair again. These people, they are coming up with another game. And when they start this thing now, before you know, there will be okay, when the election was going on, there was problem between Igbos and Yoruba. Fulani, they stay out of it. Meanwhile, they know much about it. They are the one planning this game. By the time they bring Obi to their side now, there will be more problem for Igbos and Yoruba. They say, Igbos, they want to remove Tinubu.
You want me to
another problem.
Shock you? Sade, I'll shock you.
Okay,
so right.
Go ahead,
whatever theory you are trying to kind of put together with all this information, right? I'm going to agree with you that you are so right, okay? Now, take a look at this.
Okay.
For some reason, right, Tinubu, we know, is playing his tribal ethnic politics, and he's always been doing that.
Exactly.
Not today, okay? But fine. Now, Tinubu and his guys, they promoted the agenda of religion division and tribal division.
Exactly.
But they kind of make it look like it was going to be Igbos versus Yoruba all along.
Yoruba.
Despite the fact that the northern Nigeria, like you said, they insisted on Muslim tickets, forcing the hand of Tinubu, who is desperate to be president anyway, right? Forcing his son to now go their route. But at the end of the day, it was turned to Yoruba and Igbo. Now, fast forward to now.
Stay out of it.
Fast forward to now. And Hausa Andrew on Twitter was now asking the Igbos to join them so that they can face The Yorubas.
Tinubu is Yoruba.
He didn't even say Tinubu. No. He didn't make it Tinubu. He said our Igbo brothers should join us so that we can
the people they neglected
this man and his people. And immediately, people will be sitting on they play tribal politics before anyway. They just say like, so Igbos, you want to team up with the Igbos and fight the Yorubas. And the Igbos were like, hey, two of you face yourselves. I beg, face around. We know it's none of our business.
Obi should not join here. You should just stand alone. Obi should stand alone. You should not go with them. They are playing politics. They will just use him and dump him at the end of the day. He will sign an agreement with them. He will not even become the president. Because before you know that they will
be too late for him to rule out.
We have Yoruba, we have Igbo, we have, let's say, Hausa Fulani. So why is it that when they use 8 years, they will not expect Igbos and Yoruba to share 8 years?
To fight themselves now.
It's wrong. It should be 8-8. See, 24.
If not the 4th of the South.
The Constitution.
Yeah.
That too. Each time we talk about the Constitution, I laugh because they say we people, right?
A lie.
So you now ask the question, who are the we? It's not even the military. I don't want to agree that it's the military. It's the Fulani that made the Constitution, not even military. They are Fulanis. So it's like this thing has been planned, this thing has been on ground for a very long time to make everything on their side. They've been planning this thing as a game. At times I keep wondering, what I don't even understand our elders anymore. I don't know, maybe they
where are the leaders or where are the Yoruba leaders? Somebody was trying to know me on this platform last night, okay? And that person, for some reason, started abusing me. But I'm glad that my people were able to take care.
The Constitution favors them more. The Constitution favors them more.
The guy was asking about, why am I not talking about Wole Soyinka? Why are you not bringing Wole Soyinka here? And I'm like, hello, if you want to know about Wole Soyinka and what this platform have actually discussed about him, just type Wole Soyinka onto Maiyegun. You see the list. So to buttress your question, right? Where are the leaders in Yoruba land? Where are the leaders in Igbo land? Where are the leaders of all land?
I respect this man so much. What is his name? This man, what is his name? I've forgotten his name. It's part of ICANN.
What you remember about him? Then maybe we'll remember the name.
It was on TV recently concerning Obi story. He supported Obi. We are going to match with these people. Party told me. Yes.
Okay.
So I was now wondering, why is this man supporting this agenda? Is it that he has forgotten who these people are and what they can do, what they are capable of? You should not even go there at all. The Constitution, they changed the Constitution to favor them. Everything favors them. Everything.
So they should get rid of that first. And then we can start.
When Buhari was there before Igbo came out, they wanted land. They wanted to build this ruga stuff. At the end of the day, they now allocated maybe 9 billion. I don't even know the amount again. They gave each state in the north to build it. Up to now, they didn't do anything. They just want to use that money to entice other governors from the west and east. Maybe they will take and build it.
Do you know the only place where the is being built now is in the south? What do you call it? In the east, for example, in the Imo states. Hopeless Uzodimba is almost finished with his own Ruga right now.
Maybe they promised him something. They promised him something.
That one has lodged his.
So we have to enlighten ourselves. Maiyegun General, we have to keep on telling people on the platform.
I will.
They should not go with these people. We have to stand on our own. God bless you, Maiyegun.
And you too. Thank you so much for all of that. So my last caller is somebody who is totally against any alliance. That they will use Obi to gain access back to power, use the obedient to validate their or try to cleanse themselves of of their atrocities, right? So obedience feels like, well, one of the obedient just called anyway, right, from South Korea. I actually thought he was going to tell me more about South Korea. I didn't have the time to ask. Here is my other caller. Obi should stay away from them. That is his own advice. And what do you think? Hello.
Good afternoon, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well. Good afternoon. Yourself?
I'm okay. I'm fine. Been watching your show, enjoying your talk.
Enjoying the talk and the gist. So how is your morning?
Enjoying the talk and the gist. I said, let me come and enjoy my mouth to do gist.
At least. Thank you, Charm. Please.
Okay. First of all, let me, with regards to all of this, Ubi joining Atiku and all of that business, I'm not going to comment. I know they say a picture tells a thousand stories, right? But that's just a picture. So until Peter Obi comes out to tell us that he's actually going to join forces with Atiku and so on, so then we'll have something to tell him. Okay. Until now, we'll just be watching him. That's not to say that I'm not, what they call it, because I listened to Patitomi the other day. And it seems like they're leaning towards some kind of alliance, yes. Some kind of a new party alliance, which is supposed to be a departure from PDP and Labour Party, and a huge departure from what we call political parties in Nigeria. This is supposed to be a more ethical, more how do I put it? More ethical, one according to one exactly one with an ideology, exactly, and things like that.
Kind of, yeah, go on.
People oriented, where they are also. I mean, obviously, they're not going to be pushing things like, corruption, and they're not going to stand for corruption and such and such and such. Like I said, I'm not going to comment about anything until Peter will be
right. That's how they got you the last time. Charm, they will get you again. I can smell it from here.
They're not going to get me again, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, but for good reasons, though, right? I mean, without actions, there will never be any reactions, so to say, right? So I am just going to be here to tell all of you the consequences of your actions. So that everybody will be clear. You can know what you are dealing with, right?
One thing I like that you said yesterday, because I listened to the show yesterday, when you laid it out for us in general, like, right, if these people intend to move forward with this alliance, right? Because the truth is that you and I don't know. We saw a picture, we saw a headline.
It's not like we can stop it or make it change, kind of. But it's always good for people to know, so that they can have a very clear idea of what they are going to be signing up for, because they won't tell you the whole story. You know that.
No, I mean, I agree with you. You're not going to hear the whole story. That's true. Mm-hmm. But again, I still make this point that until Obi comes out to say, because all of this information, all of this news, and all of this gist is coming from one person, and then we're also taking information from what we've seen Patitomi say. Do you understand? But we don't know who will be in the alliance at the end of the day, if there's even going to be an alliance, right?
That's right.
So too. I don't want to waste brain cells trying to think about this and that. When they come out with what they want to come out with. But like I said, I like something that you said yesterday, that if they do eventually carry on with this alliance, with this set of people, this is what our action should be. I really like that part, because I think it's something that we can all take on board and say, okay, if people want to go ahead and continue with this contraption, right, it has to be on these terms.
Yes.
But are people ready to actually go out there and be mobilized and put themselves out there and say, this is what we demand, right? That's a whole different conversation.
It is.
So
I like, it can be really, you are so right there again, Charm, right? It can be really premature, okay, for anybody to really say much now. But people have right to their suspicion, okay? Like, oh, no,
absolutely,
you don't go back there and stuff like that. But indeed, it is premature to begin to judge now based on the reality.
Based on pictures and headlines and things like that. But I still like what you said yesterday, that if they do eventually decide that this is the way they want to go, this is what this should be our course of action, right? So we're already thinking, okay, if you guys want to do this, this is what we're going to do. But the question is, are we ready to mobilize ourselves and push for all of that, right? That's, again, like I said, a whole different conversation. Now, to people who feel like, I like what the previous caller said, that it seems like the Fulani is not even, forget about the Hausas now, it seems like they've been beaten down, they're just on the floor at the moment, We don't know why, they haven't quite woken up to say, you know what, enough of this Fulani, how will I put it, Fulani suppression of our people and things like that. They haven't quite gotten there yet. It just seems that collectively, every tribe in Nigeria seems to be afraid of the Fulanis, afraid to take them on head on, and say, you know what, enough of this. This is not your land. You are not entitled to any of this. But something he said is that we keep taking our cues from the Fulani. We do what they want. We go where we if they say, oh, such and such,
just to get them
to satisfy them. Why do we want to keep satisfying them? And I also suspect, right? Well, that's a very good point, greed. I also suspect, because people talk about, oh, they wrote the Constitution, and I want to ask people out there in the temple, are you confident that it was Fulani people on their own that came up with that Constitution, that volume, from back to back on their own?
No.
Okay, so if you say no,
well, they might they influence, using their influence to influence it by reading the Constitution. You can see that. You can see their hands all over it. But I won't say Fulani. I would say the northern hegemony. Okay, but knowing that historically how the Fulani became the controller of the whole place and all that, or you kind of infiltrated the entire structure of northern Nigeria and claim victory over it, right? So historically, okay, that automatically will tell you that even if an Hausa or a Kanuri or a Birom, even a TV, somebody who is from the Middle Belt, is appointed to any committee or anything that is called the Northern Group, their purpose and their main order is to serve the interest of the Fulani oligarch in the north. Do you understand that now? So whatever is going to be pushed as any kind of, for example, the Constitution now, like Constitution, right? It's Constitution for Nigeria.
Yeah.
But the drafters actually drafted it for Northern Nigeria, if you put it that way. Okay.
Okay, exactly.
You get that? So and whoever are those who drafted it, they still represented mostly the interest of this Northern hegemony. It's so boldly written over it.
It is glaring, and that's why I say that this is not even the tone and the language of we the people.
Yeah.
It's not a tone or a language that we use. It's a language and a tone that Westerners use. Which is my point is, these people are not on their own. The authority that they have doesn't necessarily come from just on the strength of the fact that we are Fulani. No. It also comes because they have an alliance historically with we know who, right? And they always do that to serve their own interests, not just Fulani interests, because the Fulani being at the helm of affairs allows them to do whatever they do in this country, whether we know it or not. The amount of resources that they keep taking, the amount of just the free hand that they have when they come to the country, right? So this is not that historical alliance is still there, right? And that is one of the problems that I feel that we have. I absolutely 100% believe that the country should be split because we don't necessarily govern ourselves, right? We don't manage our own resources, right? We almost have no say in the management, the production of anything that belongs to us. And we are still kind of like fighting just even to, to be, right?
No, we are fighting to even kind of answer the identity question. Who are you, John?
Exactly. That's a good question.
Yes, they said I'm a Nigerian. Are you sure? I don't know, but I mean, they said I'm a Nigerian, so I believe I'm a Nigerian. They said, can you define a Nigerian? Then the problem will set in. Identity crisis is what we're fighting for. But we have people we share a lot in common with. Share you get now that we can live with and be in peace or be at peace. That's why we need our own countries.
That is why we need our own country.
Yes.
And there's something because just in case other people want to call in. I've been listening to your show, but I haven't been calling in. I've been listening even up until the time when you talked about when they went to collect money from IMF, and IMF said to them that we will give you this money on the contingent on you taxing telecoms companies.
That's right.
Which will then transfer those costs to their users, is it not?
That's
Who
right.
are the users? The same Nigerians, right? And it just occurred to me that listen, which entity lends money to a country so that they will suffer their own people? Does that make any kind of sense?
Put it this way by using number now, okay? A giant of Africa, a supposed $1 trillion country, multi-trillion dollar country without corruption, right? That country is so broke and bankrupt that is borrowing $750 million from the World Bank, okay? And the condition is to go and put on 3.75% telecom tax on 200 million people. That's the condition. And this is the country where one single individual could single-handedly steal $1 billion, $2 billion. With his associates, $3 billion disappear. That country is borrowing $750 million, and they will subject 200 million people into the hardship of paying 3.75% on every call they make,
on every call they make.
You send.
Now,
who does that?
See, who does that, Maiyegun? And I like the way that you put it, just so that it's clear to people.
Yeah.
So that when I now say to you, like, these people, these entities, IMF, World Bank, and such, right? They're not here to help anybody. You didn't say, okay, I'll give you this money contingent on the fact that if you must use 50% of it to upgrade all your schools to ensure that your people are properly educated and things like that. Or it's contingent on using 25% to ensure that you have a healthcare system that works, right? You don't do any of that, but you say, let us give these people more money, and let us take more money from them so that they will suffer.
Yes.
I feel that there is a strategy that we're not aware of, right? And I feel like the fight that we're fighting is not just autonomy over our own land and our own resources. We're also fighting slavery by proxy.
Slavery by proxy. I like that.
And this is going to be a hard fought battle. And when a lot of people say that Nigeria is the heartbeat of the continent, I don't want to say Nigeria, but you see that particular geographical location is like the heartbeat of the whole Africa, because if we're able to uncouple ourselves from one another and actually have working countries, right, who are able to do to work independently and be successful, right? It will also it will have a domino effect on the whole continent.
It will.
Because as it is right now, we have, outside of us uncoupling ourselves from that entity called Nigeria, we still need to fight the battle of slavery by proxy. If you see what I mean,
the only way
right?
to fight that is to ensure that, you started, right? You need a system that is tailored towards the people's interest, which means people have to create a system that they want, okay, that they believe will work for them. Then by so doing, they can choose those that will represent them and represent their interests only. And they have the power to take them out if they are no longer representing them. By so doing, right, these guys will be those who will meet those who enslaved us in the past and now enslaving us by proxy, okay? Because nobody will steal from us. Nobody will deal with us this way. World Bank, IMF, America, US, whatever. They won't deal with us this way if those in charge of Nigeria are not allowing it, because they are compromised. So the system allows Nigeria to produce compromised people, criminals.
No, not the establishment allows, certain people to be in power, which are in turn fuels
so they became,
all of
they
this
became the bad representatives of the place, of the people, and they could take all the bad deals since they know that only the people will suffer it. So if a system is all right that could produce responsible people or remove irresponsible people, right? We can cut down this slavery by proxy. But for now,
absolutely,
Otilo.
Yeah, it is what it is. Otilo.
That's it.
Let me let other people call. But again, amazing show as always. Amazing insights. I'm encouraging everybody I know to listen to Maiyegun, because even when I call them and I say, "Listen, this is what's happening in Nigeria," I say, is this happening in Nigeria? I think you are in Nigeria. You don't know what's happening.
It is. Honestly speaking, if sometimes when you tell people about what is going on in Nigeria, if you don't show them it, right, they will call you a liar, because some people believe that there are some things that they do not believe is happening. Because they believe there's so many things happening in Nigeria should happen elsewhere. All of you would have been putting up a flag. I stand with France. I stand with California. I stand with Texas. What is?
I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that nonsense. I don't stand with anybody. I stand with myself and my people.
Okay, hang on. If you hear that they've taken 250 children from a school in California and nobody knows where they are right now, are you not going to stand up where you are, like grab your children? Like, in America, 250 children. No?
Let me tell you something, Maiyegun. I'm not a heartless person. Yes, I'll empathize with them. But don't you see around the world how our own suffering is neglected by and large? Our own pains and our own sufferings and our own deaths are not talked about. They talk about the Holocaust and how 6 million Jews died there. Well, in Biafra, you had close to 6 million Igbos killed there by yourselves, not only Nigerian forces, but by West forces as well, who came in the aid of kill all of those people, who stood with us at that point in time, who talks about it just the way they talk about the Holocaust. Nobody. I told you that I had a conversation with another friend of mine who happens to be white. I said, "Oh, I never knew anything like this happen." I said, "Yes, you will never know, but you know about the Jews, you know about Holocaust, you know about all of that, but you don't know anything about me." Okay, my people die every single day. Who is saying I stand with the Igbos? I stand with Oduduwa. Who is saying that? Nobody is saying that. Why is my own pain and my own suffering minimized and then yours is magnified? Why?
But that's to take you to my stand, which is that if just 10% of what is going on in Nigeria daily should take place in America, as much as Americans complain a lot, right? You have the whole world attention on America, like normally, won't they? Or it's been happening in Nigeria for years now. And even some Nigerians will still act shocked. Really? Is that happening? When was that? Say, oh my God, I don't even know where to start from. See, Charm.
When people react, exactly, you don't know where to start from. Thank you, Maiyegun. Thank you so much for the work you do. Let me let other people call.
Thanks a lot, okay, for that contribution, right? There's so much going on in that Nigeria that people have normalized. And a lot of people have sort of, they've developed some sense of coldness, kind of. That's the way I see it, okay? Like they've become so insensitive. See no evil, hear no evil, or say no evil. If it's not happening to me, it's probably not happening. Kind of. So then, would you be shocked that the rest of the world just pretended that you are fine? Oh, the whole world is watching. No, they are not watching, because a lot of you have kind of normalized all these abnormalities. And if they are not happening to you, they are probably not happening. Kind of. I have another caller. I barely even look at the numbers. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you, Baba?
I'm good. I'm also, I just want to contribute a little bit to the program.
Please do.
I'm actually.
Thank you. Please go ahead. Can you hear me, sir? You might need to mute the TV or go to another room or something so that we can hear ourselves.
Oh, I think. Oh, wait. I was actually out. I'm in the back of my house, literally.
Oh,
but let me see.
Yeah, that's better. So as long as nothing is interfering, right? Please go ahead, Baba.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I listened to the last caller and the one before. I mean, the both of them was on point. But there was something you said a very long time ago. I don't know if you can remember. So you said when the Nigerian were realizing Nigeria was falling apart, the Yorubas want to go before Biafra and all those things. They quickly give them Obasanjo to calm down. I don't know if you can remember.
Because it is true story. That shouldn't take time to remember. All of us know the story. Abiola was denied because Yorubas generally believed that Abiola was going to be president. So he was denied, he was jailed, then he was killed. Then this Northerners came together and said, well, if we don't do something right now, the Yorubas are going to begin to push for breakup. So they released Obasanjo. The rest is history. But go on, Papa.
So now, when you see like the last caller said, he said he just picture. Obia even came out to say anything. Right? But Atiku ran with it because, Atiku is trying to say, hey, obedient, we all are one now. Because, there is something they call mind games, you understand? Right. But I don't think we, the obedient, we are actually fools, like all these people would think. You understand? So we get the commandment from our leader, which is Peter Obi. But Peter Obi realized the game they are playing. But at the same time, I will say this, the Bible said, God created a table in front of his enemy, right? So that now if the same God is going to use all these people to bring Obi to power, my own thing is Obi should forget what the mission is. The mission is not about alliance. The mission is about new Nigeria. You understand? So we are not going to compromise that. We don't care how we come there. As long as we come there, we realize the mission is the new Nigeria we all are fighting for. That is to be the whole thing. We can team up with anybody, but I don't think, this is my own thing too. I don't think Obi is an ungrateful person that will just kick this guy. What is his vice? The former vice, that very quiet man. That will kick that man that will just kick him to side. Because at the end of the day, people will react and say, I thought you said you are not desperate. What is all this desperation about?
If you understand? Going into alliance, it simply means that it can have it both ways. Some people have power interests for their own interests, right? Obi has the interest of the people. That's going to be a clash of interest to start with, right? But the way you put it, right? The way you put it that, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what they do in order to bring him on. You believe that as a strong-willed person, Obi won't ever disappoint. Now, let's hold you on to that, okay? But if Obi goes into any arrangement, right, that Ahmed will be sacrificed. It's not going to have him as his vice in any election. Because that means other camp will have to kind of like, you know how he be now. So that's
right. I understand this.
Yeah, go on.
No, do you know another reason that me, in a way, not that I'm happy, that all these things is going on, right?
We're just playing with theories here now. Nobody should even feel like, see, when you bring your opinion, right, we are all trying to play with a theory here, okay? You can be wrong, I could be wrong, you may be right, I could be wrong, it could be anything. But it helps stimulate that conversation. It helps people, right, to understand, what this truly means. And I love it. Please.
Right. I mean, it's a good thing they give us something to talk about and something to look forward for and something to be debating about. Why we on our own side we will be arranging our own next move as well. You understand? But and now this is my thing. When you realize this is how you come to power, right? APC. Hello?
I'm with you. Go on.
Oh, okay. This is the same way APC came to power. But now, if this is because remember, all this PDP and APC are the people sponsoring protest. So, and if Obi, because now I know there will be no BC and I say, listen, 2027, maybe we might not go into alliance of say, oh, let's sacrifice this. 2027, if these people ring us the same way we did, all of us, we will team up and hit the street.
Right.
Since, for me, because there are
opposition, okay?
Yes, for me, I think there are so many layers into this, but we got to peel it gradually. Let's not just focus on one particular thing.
Because it is like
Who knows?
it is premature right now to make a conclusion. There's nothing wrong in discussing it because they have come public, except Obi, and the impression they are given is that they want to start a movement that doesn't have anything to do with PDP, APC, or you are past this or past that. It's a fresh one, fresh idea, and it's going to be a political party that is now going to. So we can say it is still premature, but it's just like to so many people, Baba, we have seen this before. Here you get, like you said, Buhari, Atiku, Tinubu, others. So it's giving that same vibe, but with different characters or partly. So you people have right to be suspicious, right?
Right. Yes, that is true. I mean, for me, so like I said, gradually, like if you realize, Obi know what is on the table, and I think Obi is honestly aware, like this thing is like detrimental to my own movement and to the people that follows me. That's why Obi haven't run out to the media to write anything, tweet anything about the whole thing, because he's thinking about it. How will my people feel about this? Depending on the type of thing. Obi is a politician. We will give him that at first. But the same thing, Obi is a politician whereby the people invested in, which is he knows. It's not like what Buhari did. This is a different ballgame entirely. And if Obi has the same agenda as Tinubu, then he won't even stay there 3 months in the office. Because Tinubu definitely will have nothing left.
I know.
Yeah,
I like that. I like what you just said now, okay? When people say, don't look at this like that of APC, then look at it different because Obi is different. Sometimes it's different and all of that stuff. And they said, one thing, if Obi disappoints them, even if all these guys could come together and make him the next president, to say, right? So he can't disappoint them, that people can just hit the streets and just, get rid of him. That is argumentative, okay? And I'll tell you 2 things. Number 1, it is right. Number 2, it is not right for anybody to build any expectation on, let's just do it first. If he fucks up, and we are going to just remove him, all right? Now, number 1 is that you could remove him. Obi is never going to enjoy the same, the same immunity that Buhari enjoyed. He's an Igbo man.
Right.
He's endangered already. There is actually those who just foresee him alone. It's like their birthright to hate him. Do you understand now? So normally, there is no Yoruba man where we also enjoy some level of privileges.
Another majority, right? Another majority.
An Igbo man, even if he is as clean as a wool, people will still have to complain. So now imagine if it's now if it's now feeling like Buhari or Tinubu. So that makes it, the idea of we can be removed. It makes it possible.
Yeah, Baba, that's why.
But on the other hand,
me personally,
Baba, second one is that the president of Nigeria or the presidency of Nigeria, without being blasphemous, okay, is more powerful than the position of God. God can take time and give you time to repent, as in for those who are believers, okay? God can even ignore you, give you time. Nigerian government or Nigerian president is so powerful, okay, that he can order people killed, and people will clap for him. It will never be proved. You get what I mean? A Nigerian president can kill thousands of people, okay, jail them, run people to exile, and he will still get red carpets in America, red carpet in the UK, red carpet everywhere. Go on, sorry.
The West don't really, the West. So when you look at what the West is doing right now to Nigeria, everybody should know their agenda already. Do you think these people care about black people?
They don't.
They don't care. It's like in US too. In the US, it's white. Now it's white, Chinese, the gay people. Then before black. So black, so no, but this is the thing. For me, the reason I'm liking the position Peter B is right now, right? Peter Obi is in that position of when Obama was coming to power, right? Because Obama was no American politics is like child play. I'll still vividly remember Obama was going to people like John McCain, Sarah Palin, especially John McCain, because John McCain was American golden boy. Because he was captured during the war, kidnapped, and he didn't give up, and during you understand? So for Obama to come through with all these elite power, American favorite white supremacists, literally, right? Then Obama was on his feet the entire 8 years. You understand? You know, if I see that these people, they will unseat me, they will vote me out of the office, right? He said there is no war, let's rebuild the economy. Now, the same position Peter Obi is, I understand all you said when you said Nigerian president. Nigerian president has all that power when the people are sleeping. Nigerian president have that power when the people are still sleeping. But when the people is awake, ready for anything, especially remember, said, even people like it or not, and not people will go for me. The Southwest and the Southeast is the minority in Nigeria. If we like it or not, the majority is the North and the South. I say Southwest, my bad. The South and the Southeast is the minority in Nigeria. Why the majority is the Southwest and the North? Like it or not? Because if you realize, like you said, these other people enjoy some certain type of immunity and privilege more than this side of the country. Right, more than this side of the country. Because Obi that is going there realize is a minority. Any small thing, they will try to take him out of the office if he don't have the backing of the people. So I don't think him want to go against the people.
You put your money on the alliance if it comes through then, yeah?
For me, as long as Obi is leading the ticket, me, I don't care who is behind. Because no,
we'll believe. Well, anyway, that is that's something. Let's put it that way, okay? Because there are those who have told me one-on-one, okay, that it doesn't matter to them. Obi is their political party, is their candidate.
Right.
Wherever he goes, right, they go.
Right.
Because they believe so much in his judgment. Okay? And if you are not obedient, you are likely never going to understand how that feels. I'm not one. I can imagine what it feels like. Okay. So, however, we shall see.
Right. Right. I like the fact you are just in the middle. Anywhere. This side, okay, oh, good luck.
You have the revolution now.
Thank. Except the Abobakus.
No, those ones are not welcome. They are like they're like the weapons fastened against us. I cannot be facing this kind of a thing under APC, and somebody will come to me and say, I should relax, I should calm down. Calm down, you're overreacting. Ogun won't kill you. That's why I don't want them to come here to come and explain what I already know. So yeah. Anyway,
Baba, I have some few other points, right? Now, I don't understand how some of us Nigerians are so hypocrite, but claiming we are so smart. The other day I saw on the social media, I saw a bunch of Nigerian men wearing black suits, say they are I think freedom for black people in UK. I said, you are marching in the street of UK and Nigerians. Why in your own country is this thing, but you are protesting in UK? The place that didn't belong to you. You have the audacity to protest in UK, and you don't have that same audacity to mobilize people to go back home. That your country is not good. You have nowhere to go and mobilize and do freedom work for black youth, black this. I was like, what type of things? Can you just imagine this? It's like your house is on fire.
I know.
Your house is on fire. You take your water and be offering another man's fire. While your own house is on fire, your family, everybody is in there. And my own thing is this. I don't know why, or I don't know what Nigerians that live in Nigeria is thinking, that believe this Tinubu regime will ever bring anything bad. I'm not even saying good. People will be like, what type of anything? Tinubu regime is going to bring the real definition of terrible. Terrible. I don't know if there is any word that is worse than that I can describe. Just imagine, we just imagine within 1 year what Nigerians have been through. Now because it's going to keep getting worse. If we believe this is going to get better.
7 years. So, but if you, the obedient and this guy's alliance work, and you can't rescue us, maybe we can then probably compare, see if people, it's that tough, right?
No, I believe they are going to.
Oh, the 2031.
I believe they are going to unseat him to 2027. I believe they are going to, because even the people in his cabinet is not even working for him. It looks like everybody is working against it. It looks like him himself. Him himself have given up. But since we are not seeing him, he don't come out to talk. We can't. When he come out to talk, like you can know someone that gives up or someone that is still in power. But he don't come out to talk. We don't see him. We only see that guy that just lies aloud. That light-skinned guy. He will come and lie, then go back home and sleep. That is all they do. Then you see Cardoso doing jabberish mathematics, telling us this and that.
I know.
You understand? The whole thing is just even Tinubu. We don't see him. The guy we just behind it, that should tell you whatever they are cooking is not cooking with it. The thing is like the same way you pull.
No, whatever they're cooking, don't burn. Nobody say no, they cook. It don't burn now. To eat now, wahala. See, Baba.
Thank you. All right, thank you, boss, and thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
All right,
thank you so much. Such an interesting guy, right? I like that. Now, whatever Tinubu is cooking, it don't burn. And to those of you who want to remove or more, the way they are wasting people's life, no be here. Abi, was it not just like 9 years ago? I was riding my keke, my 25 pounds keke, on the streets of Glasgow, telling people at the time that by the time Boko Haram is done with them, some of you will look at your old picture and tears go fall for your eyes. You know, when you look at your picture like, I used to be very light-skinned. They say, what's happened? They say, Buhari happened. I was on my bicycle. Go and look for a job. This one is a jobless guy. They should deport this guy. This Maiyegun is a useless. My friend, why don't you go and look for something to do with your life? Leave Buhari alone. Buhari's life is better than all your family lives together. Who is more successful like Buhari in your family? The future Olori Buruku are going to become Olushi. The future Olori Buruku cousin Olushi. By the time Boko Haram was done, Baba, 90% of those who were telling me to go look for a job, to go look after my life, want to do Olushi to Atiku. Those one will never die. Businesses died, jobs, people died. Nigeria economy. I am here now. 9 years ago, for example, you that is now watching me and you have something to say about my views about these criminals, you're asking God to do me something so that you can go and do Thanksgiving in your church. That that man, that young man that's always talking about APC. Something don't happen to him. You are waiting for something to happen to Maiyegun. But 9 years ago, how old were you? Well, 9 years ago, I was 31 years old. 9 years ago, I didn't have 5 kids. I had 3. 9 years ago, I was 31. Now I'm 40. 9 years ago, how old were you? Now that's how you are going to calculate what what Nigeria has taken from you. For those of you who have managed to japa, I know some of you are still finding your level. You will find your level at the end of the day, but your story says 9 years ago, you probably had no plan of japa. 9 years ago. Today, you are now settling down. Baba, we are settling down. You found one reason or the other to japa. But here I am, Maiyegun, telling you again that if you don't do something, the next 9 years, I'm going to be here. And I'm going to ask you again, where were you 9 years ago? Or then I will say, where were you 18 years ago? Your life is being wasted by these criminals. A lot of you think it is a competition. It is not. Hello there.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
How are you, sir?
Very well, though. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm all right. You're looking very bright today. That's good.
Thank you so much, Baba.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to to contribute to today's discussion. Well, it's quite unfortunate that Nigeria is where it is today. It didn't begin with Tinubu. No. To be sincere. No. What happened was that the people who brought Buhari to power in 2015. In 2015, especially from Southwest, the caliber of people who supported someone you could define as a functional illiterate. Actually, as at that time, tells me that Nigeria was heading to the precipice. Because when I look at the lives of professors in the university, captains of industry, people who are well exposed. Renowned pastors, because I was almost a victim of supporting Jonathan in my own local. I don't want to mention the church because what they did to me today is still a pay. But I thank God that at the end of it, God vindicated me.
At the end.
At the end, yeah, God vindicated me. You see, Tinubu regime is trying to eat his cake, eat cake and have it, which is not possible. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. You can't bring a man you know very well, a man you know very, very well that is very clannish. Is regionally biased. And after 30 years that he left office at the head of state, he has not gone for any cause as far as leadership is concerned, as far as managing economy is concerned. This is a man you knew very well that he has no capacity to even manage his cows, much less, you understand, a country of vibrant youth, a country of diverse, you understand? At that time, you cannot promote such a man to that office and expect Nigeria to be okay when you come in. No, you don't do that.
Look forward to him handing over to you. What do you think?
Yeah, you're not telling people that you want to start from where he stopped. No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Then you came to power. Instead of you to sit down and look at what the problem is and try to galvanize the best of the best that Nigeria can offer, you went on a political tokenism. You went and started bringing your boys and fixing them. People do say, okay, this man has Yorubanized Nigeria. I said, no.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't. This guy only picked his boys. If you want to Yorubanize Nigeria, he knows the Yorubas that he can choose that will turn things around. No, what this guy did, he just went and picked his boys. First of all, who is Cardoso? Cardoso was a man who ran down 5 banks. He ran down 5 banks in Nigeria. Who is Agbajabi Amila? Who is Bagudu? Just look at. Let me give you a list of something that will surprise you, sir. Let me give you a list of something that will surprise you. You see, in 2006, Ribadu told the whole world that there are 5 most corrupt governors in the history of Nigeria. Number 1 on that list was Orji Ojikalu Uzo of Abia State. Number 2 on that list was Ahmed Bola Tinubu of Lagos State. Number 3 was Ahmed Sani Yerima of Zamfara State. Number 4 was George Akumen of Benue State and Chimaroko Namani of Enugu State. But today, listen to me, sir. Today, in 2024, Odius Okalu is a serving senator.
That's right.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria.
That's right.
Sani Yerima is a senator.
That's right.
George Akume was a senator and now secretary to the government of the federation, appointed by Tinubu. Then Chimaroke is a senator. Then the person who told the whole world that these were the most corrupt governors in the history of Nigeria, you understand, is the chief security advisor to the president.
And is now the NSA.
How do you match manage this scenario? How are you going to match manage this scenario? And you say, sir, I'm not a prophet of doom. I'm not somebody who is pessimistic, but I'm a realist.
Yes, sir.
Anybody who climbs the altar in the church or in the mosque to say Nigeria is not going anywhere.
No.
Nigeria is not going anywhere.
No.
The day I knew Nigeria was not going anywhere was when this set of people ganged up against Jonathan. Notwithstanding, Jonathan was, I'm not saying Jonathan was all that good. But if you look at his governance, you look at indices, you match it with what was coming out from the World Bank.
Looking back, that guy actually has planned. There was corruption, okay? Where
Of course, there was corruption.
Enriching themselves, right?
Yes.
But there were actually real plans that were literally like things you could follow and trace and say you failed here, you passed there. But right now there is no plan, nothing.
Yeah, even the guy was fighting corruption in a very systematic manner that it was not even known to us. He was fighting that corruption. I remember of recent when I couldn't find my NI what they call it name number in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I wanted to go and re-register, but somebody in my bank in Nigeria called me and said, no, your name has been linked to your bank account right from the day you registered, and Nigerians were not aware. It was actually my bank that gave me my name number.
Wow.
Because I had the company then, I have my thing. There's something they call thing.
Yeah.
That's identification number in Nigeria. So when you register a company, you go to this what they call it. What do they call it now? This no, not CAC. This in charge of revenue, federal revenue, FRS. You go there, you register. The FRS will not generate a TIN number for you to be able to control all your transactions, so that you will be able to kind of defraud the government when it comes to paying tax and your VAT. So all these things were linked together into my account and to my BVN. You see,
the way you removed the subsidy at the time, explaining to people about this guy made an announcement the day he wanted to remove subsidy. That same day, they shared buses, mass transit buses to so many states.
Yes,
mobilized money to. I remember.
Of course. What was Jonathan saying? One of the Jonathan sayings was that one, the You Win program was not benefiting some certain section of the North because it was merit-based. It was merit-based. They felt that this guy is just empowering people from the South alone. No, it was merit-based. If you have an idea, it was actually coordinated by World Bank.
If you get
by World Bank and Oxford University. Yeah. Well, if you have any idea, they look at the idea, they evaluate the idea. If you are qualified for any loan, they give you that loan, and they gave you a mandate to say, we are giving this loan. We want you to create in the next 5 years. We want you to create at least 5 jobs, 50 jobs, 10 jobs, depending on the size of your company. But that's not where I'm going. I'm going to Tinubu. The reason why I'm going to Tinubu is this. You see. So the reason why I'm going to Tinubu is this, and I'm going to Tinubu linking to Southwest. You see. So I know you are from the Southwest.
Yes, sir.
You see, Southwest is a section of the Nigerian configuration, political calculation or configuration, that is so much blessed with. How do I qualify? How do I adjectify this blessing?
We are so blessed with so many things that other regions can only
Yeah, is it intellectualism? Is this administrative capacity? Is it exposure? You put all of these things together. Southwest actually has what it takes to pioneer a modern country in Africa that can compete with any country that has been existing for like 500 years in a short period of time. That capacity is there. That wherewithal is there. But this is where I'm a bit confused. I've looked at Southwest politics for the past 50 years in Nigeria. I discovered that Southwest has always been at that level where they play the second fiddle. Why?
Like comfortable to playing second fiddle.
Yes. When you have everything, when you can take the leadership to say, okay, we need a country. I was telling somebody of my Southwest, and I said, look, I'm not from the Southwest, but I grew up in the Southwest. I know the capacity that is available in the Southwest. I know the level of exposure. But I also know one thing, that to some extent, the Southwest is not very organized.
Because we are not being represented by the best of us.
Yeah, the Southwest is not very organized. But to me, I think it's not befitting for a people who have this capacity to settle for the least among them.
It is impossible. That's our dilemma right now. Like,
yes,
you see any Yoruba to say Tinubu is the best we have in Yoruba. How can we be so degraded?
Yeah, that's my concern, because I went to school here. I know the difference between when somebody from Southwest lectures you and somebody from this country lectures you. I see the difference. I grew up in the Southwest. I did my secondary school, my university in the Southwest. I know. See, when I tell you, sir, I know the level of capacity that is domiciled in the Southwest.
That's what they have rubbished now. We are now
do you understand? But for some people now. Yes. So they are changing the narrative to say, you understand? We're fine.
We are bigots. We are people who don't welcome people. We don't even know how to have conversation. Because all we know now is that just say, if you don't support Tinubu, leave Yoruba land. Like, how did we even get here?
Yeah, that's my concern. That's my concern, because I know Southwest to have been for the very fact to be a very neutral and a liberal society, right? But I don't know, all of a sudden, everything just changed up because of Tinubu. And I also asked somebody today, that's okay, if you so much believe in Tinubu, because for me, I don't believe Tinubu is a Yoruba man. I have my results.
A lot of us have our doubts now.
Yes, I have my doubt.
You know, he has managed to beat the system for so
yes,
long.
I have my doubt. But if Tinubu were actually a Yoruba man, he would have at least looked at the Yoruba people and say, where would my people be in the next 50 years?
Because he won't be president forever.
Yeah,
he will wreck this havoc, and Yoruba will still remain. Where are we going to be?
Yes. Today, it is practically impossible to trust an Igbo man with political power. Why? Because in 1956, a group of Nigerians, young Nigerians, agreed to say, okay, we want to change the narrative in our leadership and in our governance. But somebody from the Southeast who was very stupid didn't even talk to wipe it okay. Yeah, he went and told these people to run away. And other people in other regions were killed. And you went and told them. So that is why today, it is very difficult to trust an Igbo man with power, just because of what one man did. And you can see how many generations have suffered, you understand, the action, the foolishness of one man. And I think Tinubu is also traveling on this trajectory. And if the Southwest people are not smart enough, Tinubu may box them into this corner.
You watch us.
And wherever you say Yoruba man, you want to say, oh, it's a Yoruba man. Do you understand?
No, we will never let that happen. I promise.
Yeah, do you
One
understand?
of the reasons why I am kind of waking a lot of people's mind up right now is to first let them know that not me, but Tinubu has proved that he has no interest of any Yoruba attacks. What else do you want to? So why would you let Yoruba be rubbished?
Yes,
because of this drug. It's not going
to because of this man. It doesn't, because I remember in 2011 when Jonathan went to Ibadan to campaign, he said something that was very remarkable. I don't know why most people in Southwest and in Nigeria actually played it down. He told them in Ibadan, I can remember very clearly and vividly. He said, look, the Southwest is too educated and too important to Africa to be left in the hands of the Rastas.
He did say that.
He said, no, he said
they changed it. They said, oh, you call Yoruba rascals. I said, no, come on.
So they changed it, but he was not saying Yoruba. He said, that Yoruba people, Yoruba as a people, that they were too important, too educated to be left in the hands of rascals. And people didn't pay attention to what he was saying.
Look at us today.
This is a man who is a president, and he has security report on his table every minute. So he knew what he was saying. And look at today, look at that prophecy today. Look at where Southwest is. Southwest is supposed to be a pioneer, the new Africa. Looking at all the available resources that God has endowed them with. Do you understand? Looking at the available resources do you want to talk about education? Do you want to talk about friendliness? Do you want to talk about how God has actually given them a geographical location that can attract any investment in the world? Do you want to talk about exposure? But I can't find the reason why these people, you understand? If you look at Sato today, the value Lagos has is MT Oluomo. That is the value.
Those are the role models for our young people now.
That is the value. That is the value.
Become them.
You see, I read an article about 2 years ago where a former major was enumerating the downfall of Southwest. Do you understand how Southwest have moved from #1 in education to almost going to? It can't even pinpoint to where Southwest.
We are now between 20th and then going forward there, right?
Yeah.
If you want to destroy the people, destroy the education and the rest will be done.
As an Edoma that I am, it's a very painful thing to us. Do you understand that the people that people want to look up to? You understand? I don't know how I don't just know where God will.
It is unraveling, and you know what you just did, right? You just got a lot of Yorubas that will see this video. You just gave them about 10 minutes time to think about themselves and think about their future. Because
they
have to risk it all.
They have to actually, yes. Why are we making this mistake? Why can't we use the best of us? You understand? So that we can give our race an emblem of honor, of value. So let's talk about Obi trying to form alliance. Look, sir, the only thing that can save Nigeria, if Nigeria will ever be saved, is allied consensus.
Allied consensus is also needed, right?
It's not just needed. That
means there's going to be compromise here, a little bend here, a little bend over here.
Yeah, until that consensus is right. Yes, until that consensus is achieved, whoever becomes president will not really do anything. Until the elite in Nigeria, you understand, who's okay now, we have given up on our interest. You chart a new way forward,
and we will follow you.
Just look at countries. Are you talking about China? Are you talking about Indonesia? Are you talking about Vietnam? Are you talking about which other country? Malaysia. That was what they did. The elite in these countries who were very rich, very corrupt, sat down together and said, "Look, okay, you do what you want to do." Look at Brazil. Look at Brazil. So Nigeria with our population, with our very useful population, I don't think if the elite today decide to say, okay, we want a Nigeria that works for everybody, I don't think it's going to take us more than 5 years, you understand, to actually resystemize and begin to.
That sounds more hopeful. I mean, you have been so. I appreciate this.
Thank you, sir.
You didn't tell me your name.
Okay, my name is KS. I always call you from Lakasha. Yeah.
Yes, now I'm going to remember that. You have mesmerized all our listeners this morning, and you've given them the thought-provoking piece, including myself, welcome, right? So if any Yoruba is watching me right now, any Southwestern is watching me right now, now you see what we are losing. In case if you don't know that others are observing, if all of us are too blind,
we're observing from afar because
people are observing.
If the Yoruba decide to actually appropriate what God has given to them, it will benefit everybody.
Everybody. Thank you so much, man. You have a wonderful day.
You too, sir.
Okay. Great. That's a wonderful one, and that's where we're going to draw the curtains at this afternoon. Thank you to every one of you. Coming up next is going to be the replay from last night. And to those who are just joining, you can watch this from the start again, or join me later this evening. Good afternoon.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Maiyegun diary politico.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary na he be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.